Hi, cozy friends. We have a special guest with us today. Sheila, do you have anything to say? Captivating. Truly, you captivate us all, Sheila. Thank you so much. Today, we're going to be talking about creating a cozy nook. Now, that cozy nook can be in your bedroom. That cozy nook can be in your living room. It can be in your studio apartment. It can be anywhere in your living space, but having a cozy nook is so essential for your reading, for your gaming, for your general cozy hobby practice. It's not essential, I'll say, but it is such a level up, and it creates this little safe space for you to escape to really feel like this time is yours and yours alone, and nothing else in the world is impeding on that time with you and yourself and your hobbies, or just your naps. I mean, napping is a hobby too, so there's that. So we're going to talk about every single part of creating a cozy nook, the anatomy of a cozy nook, what makes a good one, what makes a bad one, the general products you need. I won't talk about specific products because I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to tell you what is necessary for this cozy nook vibe to come into fruition. We're going to talk about the best locations for it. We're going to talk about how to set the mood and how to keep that mood safe. And we're going to talk about actually using it and how to use it with intention and not allow other areas of your life like work, etc., to kind of impede on that sacred cozy nook time. Let's get started. We're starting with the big items in the nook. And the biggest of them all is the chair that you're gonna have. So I think having a actual chair is vital because yes, you can just create a room with a sofa in it, but then it just becomes another living room. Like it just kind of becomes a second living room, and it's different. The vibes are different. Now, a nook implies just a small little area, a small little section just for you, just a little corner to tuck away into. And I think a chair perfectly honors the intention in a nook. It's solitary and it's discreet. It's on its own. Okay. But in general, just anything that you can get horizontal in, or like slightly horizontal. 90-degree angle is also good. Or if you're like me and you're a scruncher, you like to scrunch up with your legs scrunched into your body, then just something you could scrunch 90-degree or horizontal in. So let's start with the size. How big should this chair be to really give you those nook reading chair vibes? Because yeah, you can get an accent chair like this, right? This is cute, and they have them, at like Target and stuff, Wayfair. You see a cute accent chair, you're like, oh, I might put that in my living room. And then no one ever sits in it because it's not that comfortable. It's kind of hard. It looks cool. It finishes the design of the space, but you're not actually sitting in that for hours and hours at a time. You need something bigger. You need something nookier, right? And I'm going to tell you the size that I think is at a minimum necessary to achieve this. 45 inches wide and deep at a minimum. I would recommend 50 inches at a minimum, but I think 45 is still going to be good for some people. I just have really long legs. 50 is more comfortable for me. This, I think, is 53 inches wide and deep. As long as it's 45 at a minimum, I think you can scrunch up enough and curl up enough into a little ball that you'll be comfortable in it all day. And that's what's most important here. Don't be tempted. Do not be tempted by the really cute chairs that they look really cute. And you're like, well, I don't know. It's cheap and it's cute and it's like 25 inches. No, it simply won't do. I promise you, it will not do. Getting a chair that's really big is gonna come with a cost. That is the thing with these little cozy nook chairs, is they are pricier because they are like double or triple the size of your regular accent chair. So if you think you're finding a chair that's in the similar style, but it's only $100 and it's 25 inches, I think it'll be fine. No, if you want to sit in it for a couple hours, sure. But if you want those quintessential huge chair cozy nook vibes, you're just not going to get it at that price tag and at that size. So that's just my experience looking for months and months and months online for this chair, and then also looking months and months and months after I've had this chair to direct people in the right direction when they're asking, okay, is there a dupe for this chair? Because this one's too pricey. And I'm like, I hear you, I see you. Here's some dupes, but I've done all the research and you're not going to find something under a certain price for the same width in depth. All right. Did I drill it into you enough? I hope so. Here are the search terms you're going to look up when you're looking for a cozy Nook chair. Daybed. And I know. I got so many comments when I first posted this chair on TikTok and Instagram because people were like, you called it a daybed. That's not a daybed. Besties, it's called a daybed on the site. And some companies are fully calling just chairs and like loungers daybeds. It just is what it is. I don't know. Like, yes, we can complain about it, but if you want to find the chair, you're going to have to look up daybed. I'm sorry. You might hate that it's called a daybed when it's not actually a daybed. It is a search term that is going to yield the results you're looking for. And it also will yield some daybeds, and daybeds are good too. They are a little bigger. It's not going to be as nooky. Unless you have a space that you can kind of perfectly slot in a daybed, it's going to feel not as nooky as a rounded chair. However, I think there's some solid little cozy nooks made with a daybed under a window. Oh, just gorgeous. So you can look for actual daybeds, or you can just look up the term like daybed chair, daybed lounger, and you're going to find the chairs that you're looking for above 45 inches. Okay. I am only a size queen when it comes to my chairs. Oh my God. That's your choice to include or not. Okay. The next search term is chair with an ottoman. So like reading chair with an ottoman, any kind of blank you want to put in before lounge chair, reading chair, but with an ottoman. So this is going to give you that accent chair price tag, but with the ottoman that allows you to stretch out. So if you are like Kennedy, I understand I can only get a accent style chair under this size and price tag, but I literally like my that is as far as my budget goes. Like that is all my budget will take me is accent chair. In that case, look up accent chair with a matching ottoman, or it doesn't have to be matching. You could just get an ottoman to put alongside it. I have this ottoman right here. Sometimes when I want to stretch out my legs all the way, which is not often, but when I do, I get an ottoman that doesn't match with the chair at all. So look up chairs with ottomans, loungers with ottomans, and then you're getting that depth without having to pay for like an extra large chair. Or if you just like the look of a chair and an ottoman versus like a huge chair, then that's what you're going to look up. The last and most important term you are going to look up to find a big reading nook, gaming nook, hobby nook chair is barrel chair. So far we have daybed, we have reading chair, we have lounge chair, we have reading chair with ottoman, we have lounge chair with ottoman. The most important one is barrel chair. Barrel chair is a term for basically a chair that looks like a barrel. I don't know. It is barreled in its shape and its nature. There is like a lip on them usually, like this chair has kind of a lip in the back, and then it's a circle. It's a circle and it has a lip. While I've searched for months and months for my chair and for dupes of my chair, barrel chair has yielded the best results. You will find everything you're looking for by searching barrel chair. Now, how do I search? I usually just search Google and go to shopping and kind of scroll through the Google shopping tab, because usually they are watching you online and they know what style will best fit you. And I do appreciate that sometimes. That works. Sometimes searching on Pinterest works for me. If you look up reading chair or barrel chair on Pinterest, a lot of the times actual sites will come up that you can shop. Super helpful. Other than that, I just go to specific furniture stores that I know exist. So Wayfair, Amazon, although I really would caution against some of the Amazon purchases. Just make sure that there's reviews. Make sure there's reviews with pictures before you jump for the Amazon ones. And same with Wayfair, honestly. And Living Spaces sometimes has good ones. First step is Google, going to the shopping tab. Second step is Pinterest. And third step is going to the specific sites. And the very last technique, which I highly recommend, because I've gotten so many comments of people like, thanks. However, I've been checking out Facebook Marketplace. I've been scouring it for weeks and weeks, and I finally found a chair for like under $200. That's perfect. It's huge. And someone was just like giving it away. Absolutely check your local stores, your local thrift stores, your local antique stores, your local flea markets, your local swap meets, and Facebook Marketplace. Check Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes people are like, I'm moving and I simply can't take this huge chair with me. Someone must take it off my hands. That's when you come in. That's when you slither in and snatch it up. Okay. Let's talk prices. I think a good reading chair is unfortunately going to run you anywhere from $300 to, I don't know, upwards of $1,000, thousands of dollars. Furniture is expensive. Oh my God. Adulthood has just made me realize how expensive furniture is, and it is heartbreaking, and especially good quality furniture that's going to last you a long time and not fall apart after a year. It's expensive. it's expensive. However, it's an investment. It's an investment, and that's what I looked at this as. It's truly an investment, and a good one when you know you can keep it for a long time. You know you'll use it on a daily basis. Definitely keep those things in mind though. Like if you want to just create a Nook for the aesthetics of it all, if you have the money to blow on that, fine. Do what you want. Do what you're gonna do. Do what you need to do. But really think about the use and function of it. Are you actually going to use it on a daily basis and get your money's worth on that chair that you spent over $300 on? And if not, then maybe wait. Maybe wait till another season of life where you will use it every day or every other day. I sit on this thing literally at least once a day. I get good use out of it, and I knew that would be the case. For me, that is worth every penny that I've spent on it, and knowing that I bought a chair where you can like swap the covers if it gets messed up, and just bought like a good quality furniture item that is going to last. All of that is what I thought about when purchasing this. If you know yourself and you know, okay, I'm just like hyper fixating on this idea of having a Nook, but am I actually going to use it? No. Then like I said, wait till another season. Some features in a chair I think are really necessary. A chair that has a pretty strong back. So this has like a high and strong back. So when you're leaning back, it's supporting you. It's not like a beanbag chair. I knew would not be something I could sit in all day, every day, because there's not really that support. Like you can have support for a little bit, but then eventually it's gonna slowly go down, and you're not gonna have that back support, or you're not gonna have that option to like lay out if you want, but then sit up sturdy, strong if you want. Something like this where it has a strong back allows you to have that like sitting up, okay, I'm doing work now, I have my like lap tray and I'm doing work, or I'm eating, and then also allows you to lay down and be comfy. That I think is absolutely vital, and just making sure that the actual cushions on it are very comfy and soft, and it's not only hard, because this is actually pretty hard. These sides, sorry Chila, these sides are quite hard and not comfortable to sit on, but this pillow that it comes with makes it super soft. But you kind of need both. Like you need the hard back so that you have the support, but then you also need something soft. So either something with a soft pillow or something that you know you have the space and room to put a bunch of pillows on, which also goes to the sides, my recommendation 50 inches or bigger. Then you have space to stack some pillows, make it really comfy, and you still have the room to like spread out on the actual chair itself. Something that is not an absolute must, but is a very, very nice plus, is getting a chair that allows you to swap the covers. It has a removable cover that you can either wash or you can swap. This one's, it's removable. I'm scared to wash it. I'm scared to ever wash it. I'm sure you can, but I just feel like it'll come out kind of wrinkly, especially because it's like this like canvas cotton material. But I like the idea that I could, if I really needed to, I could take it to a dry cleaner, or I could just try and wash it myself and then put it back on, and it's not like the $1,000 chair is not absolutely ruined. There's a lot of brands that offer slip covers. There's a lot that don't. So I would check. It's just a nice plus, especially if you have kids, if you have pets. Who knows what goes down? I didn't know if my cats were gonna like claw this thing. I didn't know if they were gonna pee on it. Like I didn't know what they were gonna do. Luckily they did neither of those things. So having a slip cover is just such a nice plus. But again, not an absolute necessity, because you can always spot clean. Another consideration for the chair, for the main focal point, is color. Think about color and think about texture. My consideration was not bright white, because any little spill, any little nick, anything is going to show in a chair that I'm sitting in all day, every day. Not all day, but in a chair I'm using every day, and that like the cats are jumping on and I'm eating on, quite frankly. That doesn't work. That's not going to work. It's harder to get stains out. You can get stains out, but you might see them still. It's just a little harder to deal with like stains and wear and tear and all of that when it's a white couch or a white chair. But having a little color, even a little, like even cream makes it a little bit easier. Even a tan makes it a little easier. Like it can be a light color, but just having a color at all as opposed to like just pure white, it takes that pressure off. You don't feel as stressed, and especially when you first get it, you don't have that feeling of like, I'm gonna ruin it, I can't ruin it, I can't even sit on it, I can't eat on it, I can't do anything on it. So consider color. Also consider texture. I was considering getting a like velvety textured one, and my best friend and roommate Maya made the point that like, what about in the summer months where you don't want it to be super warm and soft and it's hot, like it's hot, you're gonna be sweating in the chair. And I was like, yeah, but it's nice in the winter months. And Maya's like, well, just get blankets. And I'm like, So true. So smart. So that's why I ended up going with a more like linen canvas material, because it's keeping it cool, it's keeping it light, and it allows you to create that warmth, but also have that coolness when necessary. Also consider if you do have cats, you don't want them scratching it up, velvet might be better for you, even if it does get hot. It might be better for you so that they're not scratching it. They're not prone to scratching velvet as much as other materials. So something to consider. Just think about it. Do you like leather? Do you not like leather? Is leather going to last you longer? Consider. Think about how you'll use it, who else has access to it, how long you'll want to use it. All those things. I think we're done with the chair. We're done talking about the chair. It is the focal point. I do love her so much, but we are done talking about the chair, I believe. Sheila, any last thoughts on the chair? He loves it. He says 10 out of 10. Our next section is accessories. What do you need in a cozy nook besides the big kahuna, besides the main, the headliner, the chair? What else do you need? Can you just have a chair? You could. But here are all the things that I think make a cozy nook peak cozy, but also peak like accessible and convenient. Everything is at your fingertips. You don't have to get up and go get something because you need to charge your phone, because you need to put something down. Like all of the things that make it as easy and seamless and frictionless as possible so that you can just sit here all day, because that's the goal. My number one thing, this isn't my number one thing, it's a really good one, is a weighted blanket. A weighted blanket, and especially a very cute one that kind of adds to the aesthetic. I'm going to show you mine. This is my weighted blanket right here. I love this thing so much because it's so cute and it adds such a nice cozy aesthetic. Like the big knit adds such a good aesthetic. I think it just makes it so cozy, especially in the fall and winter seasons. I love it. Come on. And sorry, Sheila. But why a weighted blanket, you say? This was why Sheila came on this chair, because the weighted blanket's normally covering the chair, and he was really excited that the chair was free of the weighted blanket so he could sleep on it. I don't know why he doesn't love sleeping on the weighted blanket. Why don't you like it? Is it too hot? Why don't you like it, Sheila? Is it too hot? Tell us. That's good stuff. That's really good stuff. Okay. So a weighted blanket. This is great if you are a napper. I personally am not a napper, and I wish that I was, but I just can't nap. I don't know. I can't. Unless I'm like on my deathbed, unless I'm very sick, I can't nap. And I really wish that I could. But if you are a napper, this will knock you right out. This will knock you right out. In the middle of the day when you're like, I need a good nap. This is like an on-off button for your brain. It's an on-off button. You're immediately going to fall asleep. I love using these at night. It has the same effect at night when I actually want to sleep. But if you are a napper, I think this is perfect for you in your little nook to really create that. It's bedtime for baby energy. That is why I personally bought it. Now I just keep it on the chair underneath that while I sit on it, and it's kind of my protection from the chair. Like I don't mind this getting messed up. I just kind of sit on it, eat on it, and it's fine. Not really eat on it. Like I still have trays and stuff, so I'm not dropping any food on here. It's kind of like my chair protection, so I feel like my chair is protected in the long run. And I like that it lightens up the space because I love color. I love the green color, but I do also like light and bright spaces, so I feel like this adds a little bit of brightness to the chair. Along with a weighted blanket, just a fuzzy blanket. This is my go-to fuzzy blanket. I got it from Amazon. It's one of those ones that has like the little balls. It's like a bunch of little Orbeez. I love it. I think it's so cute. And a fuzzy blanket is absolutely vital for creating the cozy, warm feelings that you need in your nook. You want to escape away and read your books and read your smut and your self-help, or play your little games and crochet your little projects, all of that. You need some support. You need some emotional support. And what better item to give you that emotional support than a fuzzy blanket? The next thing, and I think this is my number one accessory. This is absolutely necessary for having a little reading nook and doing other activities in that nook. Eating, doing work on a laptop, doing projects that take a flat surface, and that is a little sofa table. I think that's what they're called. I think they're called TV tables, actually. It's a table that has little legs underneath with an opening that you can slide underneath the chair or slide underneath a sofa. I'm going to show you. This, friends, is my TV table, and I love this thing to the moon and back. It has elevated my Cozy Nook experience to unimaginable heights. My productivity has increased on this thing. My eating messes have decreased with this thing, and my overall happiness has skyrocketed because of this thing. It has little pockets. I actually never keep anything in these pockets, and I asked y'all what you think I should keep in these pockets, and y'all said snacks, and I said that's genius, and then I never did it. Why didn't I ever do that? That is genius. I'm gonna fill these with snacks later. But as you can see, you can't see. There we go. As you can see, there's legs here, and then the legs are open though. So there's a leg, but then there's this U-shaped, C-shaped opening. Sometimes they're called C-shaped tables, I've heard. Wow, I look strong. Hello, that's my yoga. Okay. So because it has this C shape, you can slide it. Sheila, you're being so good. You can slide it under the chair. As you can see, I've gone and I've slid it completely under the chair. And what does that allow me to do? It allows me to sit in said chair and do things on a flat surface without having to do them in my lap, without having to spill. It is simply my favorite accessory to this Nook. I'm going to give you a demonstration. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Look, I'm doing work, but I can't totally sit in the chair. I'm gonna squish Sheila, but imagine I'm laying back. I get to do work here. I get to tippy tap on my laptop, or I set my switch up here and get to lean back and do handheld tabletop mode. It's phenomenal. I'm hungry. Oh, thank you for bringing my lunch. Thank you so much. I get to eat while I'm watching my TV right here. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I'm gonna stay in this chair. I'm actually not sure why I'm sitting on the floor instead of my chair. Okay, we're so back. We're back and better than ever, right, Sheila? Right, baby boy? Yes. Okay, so TV table, as you can see, very necessary. Next, a side table, and I suppose this could be the same as a TV table, but it would make it a little more, I've never seen this in a TV table, but if you find one, let me know. A side table that has charging. It either has USBs or it has actual plugs in it. This is vital for not having to move your butt. Hi, Sheila. Hello, baby. Hi, baby boy. Get a little stretching. It's absolutely vital for not having to move your butt to get up and charge your phone, to charge your laptop that you're working on, to charge your iPad that you're working on, to charge your Kindle. Imagine having to get your butt up, go charge your Kindle. No. So this is a twofold issue that we'll talk about more in the location section of this video, where we talk about where to actually locate your Nook, because a wall plug is necessary. However, I think a table with a charger is necessary on top of that because it's so close and so accessible. You don't have to reach over your chair and get up and move your perfect positioning that you've got with your blanket and your cat and everything. You don't have to do any of that. You just reach over, plop, plug in your stuff. Next is having a sticky cord catcher. I think they're called cord organizers or adhesive cord organizers. I don't know. I found mine on Amazon. They are so nice for being able to then organize the cords that you have coming from the side table, or if you don't have a side table with plugs, then if you have your cables plugged in behind your chair, then you just run them up the table, slot them into the cord organizer, and then it's right here. It's right there at your fingertips. It's all about convenience. We are all about convenience here, okay? We want everything at our fingertips without having to reach over something, without having to mess up. You have all of your crochet items here. Imagine having to upheave them and then go and crawl over to get your cord. No, it's right here because you have the cord organizer, or you have the side table with the plugs right there. The next thing, this is something I don't know when it came to me, but I'm so glad that it did. I feel like it came to me in a dream, and it was the best thing I've ever done. And that's putting, hi, Sheila boy, hi, baby. All stretchy. And that's putting a headphone holder on the side of this table that I have right here. Having a headphone holder here ensures that my headphones are ready to go when I need them. Hooked onto the side of my side table. And guess what else? I have a cord organizer right under where the headphones are hanging so that I can slot its charger right through it. It's perfect. So I just plop them up. See, they're plugged in right now because the cord organizer is doing its job. I unplug them. I put the cord back into the cord organizer so it doesn't fall on the ground, and then I get frustrated later when I'm searching everywhere for it. And then I have my headphones ready to go. Boop, boop, boop. And then I can just put them back, plug them right in. I know, Sheila, it's the best. It's the best system. I know, thank you. It's perfect. It's the perfect system. You don't have to get up to get your headphones. You don't have to get up to charge your headphones. You don't have to you pick up your headphones, realize they're not charged, and cry. Everything has a system, has a place, and it's set up for absolute ease. The next thing is having your books, your games, or whatever hobby materials you use in your Nook right by you in reach. I like to do this by having some books, like the books that I'm currently reading, in this little side table where I have my charging stuff. I have the current books I'm reading right here. I also have a little case of all of my like book annotation materials, pens and such. I have my Kindle literally right here. Look, I had to go this far to get my Kindle right here. What else do I have? I do have some controllers within reach. I have my Canon Ivy for printing things and doing stationery related things. And then over here in this bookcase, I have even more books to grab if I'd like. Have everything accessible. Whatever makes sense for you to have accessible, have that accessible. Do you crochet? Have a little basket of crochet stuff here. Do you draw? Have your drawing stuff. Do you paint? Have your painting stuff. Do you read? Have your books. Do you game? Have your gaming stuff. You get it. Y'all are smart. Just have all of the things you like to do the most within reach. Same idea. I like to have my TV controller right here on this table at all times. Sometimes I don't, and I'm so sad. Sometimes I'm working early. My desk is across the way, and I turned on the TV and left it on my desk, and then I come over here after work, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, where's my remote? And I look over, and it's across the room on my desk, and I'm like, no! Usually I have my remote right here so that never happens. Everything has a place and a purpose and a function. And the last functional accessory, then we'll talk about mood setting accessories, but the last functional one is a soft floor. Either put your Nook somewhere with carpet or put a rug down, but stepping out from your soft, cozy, warm Nook onto cold, hard floor will ruin everything. No, that's not dramatic. It will ruin everything. It will ruin all of the work you just put in to create the coziest environment ever. If you put your feetsies down and it's cold, hard tile or it's cold wood, just put a little rug down. Put a little rug down. It'll make all the difference. Even if it's just a tiny mat, a tiny mini rug, just for immediately stepping out from your Nook. That's fine. Whatever works for you. You don't have to get a huge rug. For me, I do have a huge rug that spans the entire room because I like to just plop onto the ground sometimes and lay and watch TV. But it can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a huge purchase. It could just be a tiny mini rug or just put it somewhere where you have carpet. Okay, the next discussion point is location. Location. Where are you putting this cozy Nook? It matters. It really does matter. Some people don't have much of an option. If you're like, Kennedy, I live in a studio. I mean, I have one corner I could put it in, then you're going to put it in that one corner. And that's fine. That makes sense. That's all you can do. But if you do have options, here's my 2 cents on it. 100% put it somewhere in your living space that does not have a lot of traffic. If you live with other people, meaning if you have a partner, if you have friends you live with, if you have roommates, if you have family, if you have children running around, if you have pets, put it somewhere where there's not a lot of traffic so that you're not constantly huh? You're reading your book, you're like, huh? Noise? Yes. Huh? You don't want that. You want it to be your safe, closed off, quiet space where you're setting the vibes. You're allowing for pure focus and attention and mindfulness. You don't want the blabber and the rustling and the kitchen noises and the whatever to interfere. Like I said, if that's not an option for you, pick the quietest place you can. Pick the place with the least amount of traffic. If you live in a studio apartment, pick wherever you feel like is the least traffic, is the least interfered with in all of the other things that you're doing in that apartment. My recommendations are a bedroom, a corner of a living room, or an office. Just make sure that your safe little cozy space is kept cozy. There are some pros and cons though to each room that you put it in. Bedroom, this can be a little difficult because sometimes you want to have that solo cozy time where you're spending time on your hobbies and you're spending time with yourself. If you share a bedroom with somebody, then you don't fully have control over the schedule of that. So say you want to have you time from 8 p.m. at night to 12 a.m. I don't know. Maybe you're a night owl. And say your partner goes to bed at like 10 p.m. If you have the nook in the bedroom, you're kind of in the corner, like, you know, rustling things and like doing things, and you want the lights on, they want the lights off. Bedroom can be a little less flexible in terms of you having control over when you get to use the nook. However, if you're like, I'll only use the nook during the day when nobody else is really in the bedroom, then that might work for you. Living room, similar issue. If you have one main living room that everybody uses, then having it in the living room is a little bit less flexible in terms of having that solo you time, because say somebody else in the house wants to watch a movie, then you're kind of at the whims of whoever wants to use the living room. Again, a little less control over the you time. However, if you live alone, I think that's a perfect place. It's a perfect place. It's like the place for going and engaging in downtime and leisure. So having a little nook in the living room, I think makes a lot of sense if you live alone. The next is having it in an office, or like if you have your own personal room, which I know is a luxury. It is for me, at least. That obviously is the ideal place for it. That's like where I have mine. If you do have it in your office, we will talk about using the nook with intention and separating work from rest and downtime. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but just know there is that blend of like work and personal time when you put it right next to your desk or put it in your office space, because you either go, oh, I'm gonna start working, or if you're working and you have trouble focusing, you're like, I'm gonna go sit on the nook for a little bit. So just know yourself, know if you can handle that closeness and that like intermingling of things, and that's something to consider when considering bedroom, living room, office. Just know yourself, know who you live with, know what you want out of the space, and that will help determine where you want to put it. The next location item is a window. It is so nice to have it next to a window because you can just look out. You can look out at nature if you have nature outside. I don't. I have one tree. I'm looking at someone else's window, which is why I have privacy things up. Either way, having a window here is so nice because so much natural sunlight comes in. When I open it, I can smell fresh air, and it's so nice when you are just sitting here all day kind of vegging or relaxing. It's nice to be able to get that vitamin D and get the fresh air. It's very, very nice. I feel like it is a boost of serotonin for me. So near a window is very, very nice. Also, you can hear nature. You can hear like birds. It's very nice. Did I say that already? It's very nice. Now, revisiting the wall plug situation, it is so, so, so important to have your Nook by a wall plug so that you can have charging capabilities. You can charge your laptop, you can charge your phone, you can charge your devices, you can charge your Kindle, your iPad. Charging is so nice. And then also for lighting. We'll talk about setting the mood later, but it's nice to have a plug for lighting. So whether you need to set up a really long extension cord that wraps around and it gives you a bunch of plugs and then you can plug everything in behind the Nook, if that works for you, fine, but just make sure there's a Nook like somewhere in the vicinity where you can either wrap an extension cord, or my plug is like directly behind the Nook. It's like perfectly situated, and that is ideal. The last thing in this list is a bonus. It's not a absolute must. It's a bonus, is having it near a TV. Now, if you don't really watch the TV that often and you mostly just watch your media on your phone or your iPad or your laptop, ignore this. It's not for you. Don't worry about it. I love to have like 3 screens going. I love to have either a show or YouTube on the TV that's across from my Nook. And then I like to have like Pinterest on my iPad. And then I like to be on my phone, or I like to be playing a game, or different combination. I like to be playing a game on the TV. And then I like to have my phone for whenever I need it. And then I like to have YouTube on my iPad. The combination of screens is so vital. And for me, the big screen is like a non-negotiable. So just think about where you either can add a TV screen if you like to watch things or play things on the big screen, or think about where you already have a big screen, maybe in a bedroom, maybe in a living room, and think about adding a Nook there. Location wise, just all considerations I would take into account. And the last thing I would take into account is, this kind of goes in line with not a lot of traffic, but just making sure you're somewhere where you actually feel tucked away. Like you don't feel like you're on display for the rest of the house or the world, or you're not like directly in front of a window that like people are walking by and you really don't actually feel safe and secure and tucked away. Somewhere where you feel like you can sit and people aren't walking by and like thinking anything about you. They're not perceiving you at all because you're tucked away. Reject perception, tuck away is what I always say. Okay, next is setting the mood. How are we setting the mood in our Nook? I love to have designated items for setting the mood. So I like to have a designated scent for setting the mood. I like to have designated videos, and I like to have snacks and drinks. All of these things are very sensory and allow me to really tap into that mindset of like This is me time. This is me time. It's for nothing else but me and resetting and refreshing and recharging and me. It's for me. So like I said, having a scent. Sometimes you want a candle. If you don't have pets, having diffuser oils. And just having something, yes, you can like swap out when you're in the mood for a certain thing or seasonal scents, but I like to have like a designated, this is my Nook scent. It's Nook scent time. I'm lighting my candle and it is Nook time. It's Nook time. You know what I mean? So having something that you're like Pavloving your brain to understand it's time to unwind, it's time to rest, it's time for cozy Nook time. Similarly, I like to have a snack or a drink. Like as soon as I transition from office desk time over to Nook time, I'm like, okay, it's a little treat time. I'm gonna go get myself a little drink, a little snack, plop it on my tray table, and then light my candle. And then lastly, setting up a little ambiance video. Whether your ambiance video is just YouTube and the YouTubers you watch, that's fine. But I love to have like an actual ambiance video. I love a little Hobbit picnic ambiance video. I love a seasonal one. If it's fall, I love fall ambiance. If it's spring, I love spring ambiance. Get that ambiance going. Get it going. It really puts you in this serene, cozy, mindful mood. It's fantastic. And another way to set the mood is actually engaging in mindfulness practices, maybe a little meditation, guided meditation to start your brain, just like jumpstart your rest and relaxation time, because sometimes our brains are just like go, 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 go. If you just got off work and you sit down and you're still go, 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 you know, like you're sitting there trying to engage in your hobbies, trying to rest, but your brain's still kind of having a mindfulness practice that you start with, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe that's just coloring. Maybe it's actually listening to guided meditation. Maybe it's journaling. Starting off with something that centers your mind, releases everything you've been thinking about that day, and then allows you to step into your cozy Nook time free from any worries, free from the blur of thoughts going on in your brain. And it really allows you to have that me time so pure, so safe from the outside world. Okay. And that is the perfect transition into our using it with intention, our intention setting discussion around the Nook. When you do create this Nook, it's so vital to maintain its purpose, maintain your intention behind it, and really use it with intention, because it can be so easy for it to fall by the wayside and become something different, to devolve into something that completely negates its original purpose. So maybe you created this Nook because you did want to have this little space for yourself for me time and resetting, and all of a sudden now you find yourself just doing work here all the time. Like now you use it as your desk, and yes, it helps you be more productive, but now you can't even separate the work mindset from the resetting mindset. Like you sit here all day and do work. If you work from home, you sit here all day and you do work because it's more comfy than your desk. And then when you get off work, you're like, okay, I guess I'll just stay here still, and now I've been in this chair all day, and now I'm still thinking about work, and now this is the work chair. So using it with intention in that you don't forget its original purpose. For a little while there, this chair became the chair for me, where I would just dump all my clothes, and then I would have a pile of clothes here because my closet is right here in this room as well. Instead of a chair that I could sit in, I wouldn't sit in the chair. I had a pile of clothes here. That is not using the Nook with intention. That is desecrating the cozy Nook in the safe space that we sought to create in the first place. Make sure that when you do enter the cozy Nook space, when you do use your cozy Nook, you are using it with the right intentions in mind, with all of the personal goals you have for yourself at the forefront of your mind, and you're not just using it thoughtlessly for things that it was not the original purpose or intent. And also, I think holding yourself to that is important, because maybe you create this little Nook with the intention of having this you time and having this designated space, and then you end up just kind of laying in bed instead. In my old place, before I had a space for a Nook, I just would do everything in my bed. And when I moved here, I knew I wanted to have a separate space, because bedtime is bedtime. And I know people have done studies about like how it makes it harder to actually fall asleep at night and have good quality sleep when you've just spent all day in bed, and it's hard for your brain to understand like, okay, this is now where I'm sleeping, where I was doing activities all day. So bedtime is fine. Bedtime is valid. Doing things in your bed is totally fine. But if you do create the space, don't neglect it. Don't neglect it, because you had a purpose for it and you set that goal for yourself to not just do everything in your bed and have separate spaces for different activities. So if you do create that space, make sure you don't just kind of default to what you know, and create a new equilibrium. Create a new normal where that is your go-to, where your nook is your go-to instead of just your bed. Because your brain and your body is used to the things it's used to, and it doesn't like change. So of course you are just going to default to the things you know, but challenge yourself. That's it. And like I said, the biggest point in here is not letting it overlap with work. Sometimes I will do work in here because sometimes you just need a horizontal work day, and I totally get that. That's totally fine. Sometimes I do need to just lay down and like do my 5-hour long project that I have to do. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly how long this is going to take, and I need to be horizontal for it. And I don't want to be at my desk, and I have to just be here and have a video on and have my iPad on, and I just have to do my thing. That's totally fine. Sometimes. But I absolutely make sure that I don't do it all the time, because otherwise this place would become the work chair. It would become the work chair, and that's not good. And that is truly it. That is everything. I'm going to give you a mini tour of my Nook because I know some people will ask for things. I have given a little tour on my Instagram and TikTok. If you've missed those will be a little bit more in depth, but I'll give you a mini tour just of like where things are from. The mushroom ottoman that you saw is from Target. I think that was like $90 or $100. This bookshelf, I love this so much. It's from Target. It's the Portola Hills collection, and we also have the dark brown one in our living room. You've probably seen that if you watch my vlogs. I love it. They're so cute. No idea where this vase is from. These fake hydrangeas are from either TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I forget which one. This candle is a little Fruit Loops candle, and it just smells so good. I don't have to light it. It smells so good. It is a Clay House Candles candle called Cereal Milk. This is a Luke's Diner pumpkin spice latte. Magical soy wax products. Is that the name of the company? I don't know. The name of the company is not on here, but I got this from, I think, Etsy. My Kindle from Amazon, and also the little straps you put on, they're also from Amazon, where you can hold it like this. They're really nice. I like it more than having a pop socket. The headphone holder is from Amazon. The headphones are Apple AirPod Maxes. The sticky wire organizers are from Amazon. The pancake is a pancake candle from Urban Outfitters. The mushroom is from a company called Tiny Protectors. This big blanket is from a company called Hush. The soft fuzzy blanket is from Amazon. This is from Doodles Crochet. I got it in person at like a craft market store type thing, but I think that she still sells them online. But I know there's also probably a ton of shops that sell similar ones on Etsy. The big chair is from Sixpenny. It is very, 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 very pricey, and I understand that it's way out of the budget for most people. This was like a very, very long deliberated purchase, and something that I knew I wanted to invest in because, again, I spent all every day in this chair. Like I said, there's tons of dupes. I've done a video on my TikTok and Instagram about dupes as well, so you can check that out. This little guy is from Jellycat. This corner shelf is from Amazon. This light up here is from Urban Outfitters, and all of the insides, the innards, are from Amazon. Stars Hollow print is from Etsy. This print I made myself, and the frames are from Target. That is everything. That's the little tour for you. I hope that helped. If you have any other questions, just let me know. And happy Nook creating. I wish you the best on your little Nook journeys, your cozy Nook journeys. Just know you can make your little Nook wherever you absolutely need to. You can shove a little Nook in. It can start from a folding chair, and it can grow into your dream Nook years down the road. Wherever you have your little Nook for your you time, it's valid, and I'm proud of you, and I bet it's so cute. And I love doing little decorating videos, so let me know if you want to see any other ones, any other areas of the house you'd like me to cover. But thank you so much. I love you. Stay cozy. Bye.